The first card you have for your past is Temperance. So, yeah, I love this card. I'm seeing blending, which is what this card is about. And I'm seeing, excuse me, I'm seeing two people working toward coming together, actually. Blending together. And this is probably my favorite card because I love blending. I love alchemy. That's what this is about. And, you know, alchemy is about making a situation better than the way it is now, kind of growing out of an old situation and making it into a new situation, a better one. It's like, you know, it's like changing the atmosphere and changing a feeling to change an outcome, if that makes sense. That's all what manifestation is. It's changing your feelings about something and then managing, using those feelings to make things into a reality. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's kind of the basics of what it is. So I think, you know, this was probably only the beginning of the two of you finding your way back onto the same path again. You might not have even spoken yet at this time, and maybe you haven't now, even yet now. But yet what I'm seeing is, this might sound a bit strange actually, but this blending could have been starting to happen kind of in the atmosphere before it was actually happening in real life. It was kind of happening up in the clouds, because I'm looking at this beautiful angel up in the clouds. And that's where this kind of thing started, or was starting at this time. And I just think, you know, I think this person was thinking of you, and I think they were thinking about how they were going to move toward you in a way that would kind of meet the least resistance, if that makes sense. So a part of them could have been a little bit afraid, even a little bit afraid of approaching you, but then they were gradually being kind of pulled toward you. I'm seeing a lot of, I just keep on seeing sky, and, you know, things happening over the sky, if that makes sense. Things being arranged or planned kind of up in the sky, up in the atmosphere, without people seeing it happening yet. A lot happens in our atmosphere that we can't see. A lot happens we can't see. And I know that sounds really strange. You're going to think I'm really weird now, but that's what I'm seeing, kind of like the universe arranging things, putting everything into place to kind of allow it all to happen and allow them to come back to you again. That's what I'm seeing was happening at this time. I'm also seeing that you could have had some kind of other kind of breakthrough, maybe in your thoughts. Maybe you had suddenly had a very clear understanding of something. I think in your more distant past, maybe you thought that you understood whatever this thing was, but I don't think you really did. You just felt that you did, but you didn't really until this time now. It's like then suddenly things clicked and you understood everything and it all made sense. This could be something you were studying or learning and you couldn't quite grasp it, and then suddenly it all kind of clicked into place and you understood it. You know, because the Temperance can be about progression, learning and ascending. It's also a very spiritual card, this card. So it might be something spiritual inside you that's clicked and you've suddenly understood this. And when that happens spiritually, it's like you're walking around and things are in 2 dimensions, and then suddenly they're in 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, 6 dimensions, you know, or they could be endless dimensions. And, you know, suddenly it's like, wow, I can see everything in 3 dimensions. Or it's like, you know, that old movie about, what's it called? The Wizard of Oz, how she's in black and white and then it's suddenly colour and she's in this amazing world. It's that kind of thing. When it happens to you spiritually, you suddenly see everything in a whole new way. And if this is resonating with you, if it was a spiritual thing, like an awakening or some kind of big change, that's a very, very, very special thing, a very special moment for you. Very special. And, you know, once you have that kind of thing happen to you, you do not ever go back again, ever. So that's fantastic. I really hope that does resonate with you. That's very special. The next card you have for your past is the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, I love this card too. This is a beautiful, nurturing card. Absolutely beautiful. Well, I love most of the cards, apart from kind of the devil and all those ones. So yeah, nurturing. This person who was finding their way to you, finding a path to you. This is someone who you truly cared about, someone who you truly loved, and you still do. Now, I can't quite see if this was a love connection, as in a romantic love connection. It might be, it might not be, it might be a friend, might be a relative, but it's someone you loved in some sense and you still love. And I'm also seeing they might be younger than you actually, because you had this kind of protective feeling toward them, and you still do. You still do have this feeling toward them. And, you know, I'm just seeing generally you are a very caring person anyway. That's what I'm seeing. And sometimes this way that you are, this very caring person that you are, sometimes this can make you really tired, actually, because I'm seeing that people ask a lot of you, and of course, you know, some people deserve your help, and some people don't deserve your help, obviously. But yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of people talking to you, at this time, asking your advice, and just talking and talking. It's exhausting, really. So I know this sounds strange, but I just keep on seeing all these people talking to you. So, you know, if this resonates, and, you know, because I'm feeling exhausted looking at this, it might be that a lot of people might be draining you and making you very, very tired. Yeah, really tired. That's what I'm seeing. This can happen with you because you're a good listener, and people kind of pour all of their problems onto you, all their energies onto you, and you absorb it all, and then you're full of all of their negative energy, and you kind of feel exhausted. Of course you would be. So try and get some time away from people. Don't kind of be too drained. And I know it's in your nature to want to listen. You're very good at it. But limit your time doing that. Recharge your batteries. Get away some of the time. The last card you have for your past is the Two of Swords. So yes, this is what you need to do. You need to put up some barriers. You need to do that so that you're not drained by people's energy. Now, I don't know how you're going to do that. Maybe it's not a good idea to sit around with a blindfold on, holding up two swords like this woman, even though it might be tempting. I'm tempted to do that sometimes. But yes, you can only do so much for other people, and you can only do so much for yourself. If you're, if you're really, really drained, you can't do anything for anyone. You really can't. So you need to think about yourself. You need to recharge your batteries. You need to spend some time away from all of these people, because I think they'll just really drain you if you don't do that. And I know this is in your past as well, but I'm also seeing that, you know, when this person in the Temperance card is around you again, if they aren't already, I don't think they were at this time, but you might have some past, maybe some bad feeling between you, or maybe something like that. Maybe you've had an argument, or maybe something's happened between you. Something has happened to make you angry with them, or something like that. Now, you do love this person, you really do love this person, but I'm just seeing that maybe you're going to want them to admit to something, or acknowledge something, or something like that. You might want them to admit to something they've done. And I think this person might be a bit stubborn, actually. They might be stubborn with you. And, you know, when that time comes, I'm seeing that's what they're going to be like. So just be aware that this person might be a bit closed off. They might not want to admit anything. They might not even want to talk about this subject at all. They just might not want to talk about this at all. So just be aware that you are going to come together with them, and you might be imagining what it's going to be like when you do. But I think it is going to be quite different. The conversation is going to be quite different to what you were imagining. So just be prepared for that. So the first card you have for your present is the Five of Wands. yeah, so sometimes I see this as the mess card, the card of mess, messy things, messy people, all of that kind of thing. I always see messy people in this card. So you might have some messy people around you. I'm actually seeing family, and I'm seeing there might be some family arguments going on around you, actually, sort of like petty squabbling, if that makes sense. So this could be why I was seeing a lot of people draining you, a lot of people talking to you. It might be around this fight or this argument or whatever this is. Now, I don't think, you don't really want to be a part of whatever this is. I'm seeing people wanting to win, and I'm actually seeing two main people in this fighting over things. And I'm seeing that they started off with one kind of an argument. It was about some subject or something. It was about words that they said. Someone said something and the other person didn't like the way they spoke to them and whatever. And so it started off as being about one thing, and then it kind of escalated into a completely different kind of thing. And if you look at this card, everyone seems to be kind of in this battle, right in the battle, but nobody's actually leading the battle. Nobody's in charge. So this is a kind of a pointless battle that nobody can win. It'll never go anywhere. It's about silly things anyway. So you might want to kind of stay right out of this, which is very wise of you. Yeah, again, people see you as a good listener, which you are, and they're going to want to keep on talking to you. They're going to want to keep on telling you about this. Oh, this person said that. This person did this. Aren't they terrible? They're probably going to want you to take sides. So if this resonates, again, try to stay out of this. Try to stay away from any talk about this. It is exhausting, petty, and pointless. It's not going anywhere. And it's really not worth expending your energy on any of this thing. It really isn't. The next card you have for your present is the King of Swords. So yes, look at this king. He's quite handsome, actually. He's not taking any rubbish from anyone. He is not taking any rubbish from anyone, and that's how you have to be. He looks quite serious, he means business. He also looks kind as well. He looks a little bit tired, actually, a bit hunched over. So this tells me that, he's been through a lot of battles himself in his life. And because he's been through a lot in his life and he's a bit older and wiser, he knows the difference between a serious battle and a silly battle. So you know which battle I think this family drama is, and this is one to stay out of. Obviously, I'm seeing that again here in this card. So I'm also seeing in this card, yeah, I hope this is going to make sense, and I don't want to upset anyone. I'm seeing a difficult father. I'm seeing a difficult father or a father figure or someone like that. This is someone who has said hurtful things to you. And I don't know if this is or was your father, or it could be someone who's around you now. It could be an older male figure who said or who is saying some things to you, some horrible things. And someone said something to you in the past, I'm seeing probably, and you might have really found this difficult to shake off, really difficult. These words, whatever they've said, have stuck with you, and they're kind of shaping you. Every time you go to achieve something, you might have their words in your ear saying you can't do that, or you're a this, or you're a that, or something. Now, try to remember that this person that they were describing is not you. So say if they said you're a this, you're a that, they're not describing you. They're not describing you. They're describing an imaginary person that they imagined was you, but it is not you. It is not you. They have a wrong perception, or they had a wrong perception of you. And consider the source as well. Consider the source of where this comes from. They might actually have negative things, or they had negative things to say about other people as well. Now think about whether that's right. They might have said, oh, the neighbours are this and a that, or Mrs. So-and-so is a this, or so-and-so is that. And, you might, just think about those people. Are they any of those things? Probably not. Probably not. And you're not who they said you are either. just remember that there's nothing wrong with you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Actually, you're really doing an amazing job. You are, you're doing amazingly well with what you have, despite all of this. So don't let this person's voice in your head direct your life. Don't let them direct your life. You direct your life. You direct your life. I mean, do something to really kind of get this out of your head. Do whatever you can. Put your own words in there. Every time a word comes in, I've tried this. Every time a negative word comes in, say to yourself, look at the word and say in your head, and you say to it, you shut your eyes, you see the word in your head, and you say, I banish that thought. If you do that for 3 days, it'll make a difference. If you do it for 3 weeks, it'll make a big difference. If you say it for 3 months, it will be completely gone and never come back ever again. That's what I would do if I were you. If a bad thought comes in, say, I banish that thought, and it goes. If it comes back again, you have to train yourself to do this. I banish that thought, it goes out again. If a good thought comes in, of course, you say, I accept that thought. I agree with that thought. It sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely crazy, like I'm a lunatic, but it works for me. That has worked for me, and I just wanted to pass that on to you. If you're struggling with someone's nasty words that you can't get out of your head, or even if you're struggling with, these are someone else's words, but if if you also have your own words that pop into your head that you struggle with. I used to look in the mirror and have "you're ugly" in the mirror, coming into my head, and I used to say, I banish that thought, I banish that thought. Usually might have to do it millions of times. It works eventually. So yes, you're not the way this person sees you or saw you. Just remember that. And you don't have to try that if you don't want to, but it works for me, that's all. So the last card you have for your present is the Six of Cups. So this could have been your father, this person. It could have been an uncle, could have been some other male figure, or a father figure, someone like that. It could be a teacher, because this can be a card of nostalgia. This can be a card about looking back over your past sometimes and remembering things. But this is a very happy card. So I think, the message in this card is, I think it's just reminding you to see the good as well as the bad in your past. There were good times as well as bad times. Now, even if you have a million bad times, there might still be one good time. So try and focus on that as well. I'm not saying, forget everything that's happened and forgive it and minimize it and say that it didn't happen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to also remember the good times and think about those as well, because dwelling on the bad, thinking about bad constantly will just create more bad feeling, and bad feelings will create bad thoughts, and bad thoughts will create bad words, and bad words will create bad actions, and it will create all bad. But the opposite always is also true. The good creates the good. You change bad for good, and that's what you should do. So yes, remember the good. Remember the good times. Again, that doesn't mean you throw out any of the bad or pretend it didn't happen. I'm not saying that. Just remember the good and put some good thoughts into your head about your past, and that will help you as well. I'm also seeing reunions in this card. This can be the card of reunions. So this could be the time when this person in the Temperance card comes back to see you, or you see them, or you meet, or something like that. It could just be that this is still in their head. I am seeing things popping into their head about memories, good times that you spent together, good things that happened, things you said. Now, of course, again, the past is always a mixture of good and bad. It's never all good or all bad. Sometimes it's unbalanced, one way more than the other way, but there are still good things to be seen and bad things to be seen in these things. So, yeah, they're only thinking of the good, though. They might be wearing rose-coloured glasses. But again, yeah, this is what happens. You know, what I was saying was that weird thing about things happening in the atmosphere before they happen in real life. That's what happens when that happens. When people are encouraged spiritually by the universe or over the skies or whatever to see each other, to come close to each other, happy memories pop into their head, and more importantly, feelings of those memories pop into their hearts, into their souls, and they want to relive that feeling. So then they go to come back to that person again, to feel that again. That's what happens. That's how that system works. And I know that sounds a bit cringy, a bit crazy, talking about, oh, it goes into your heart and soul over the air and the universe. That sounds completely crazy, I know, but it's true. That's what I'm seeing, and that's what happens, and that's what's happening with this person. My voice is getting croakier and croakier because I had that horrible cough, and now I'm tired, but I'm going to keep going. So I can't stop now. The first card you have for your future is the Chariot. So yes, I don't mean to repeat myself. I know I get in trouble for repeating myself, but this is another reminder to you that you are in charge of yourself. You are driving yourself. You're driving yourself to where you want to go. Just in terms of, not just when it comes to your career, not just when it comes to that, and not just when it comes to love, and not just when it comes to this area or that area of your life. This is in terms of what's inside you. This is about you. This is about how you see yourself. How you see yourself is not how other people see you, especially this person that I was seeing in the King of Swords. This is about how you see you. Now, whatever was said. Nobody can change the past. Nobody can change what was said. Nobody can change what was done. But, we can put things into perspective, and we can see them for what they are, things that aren't true. The reality is how you are now, who you are now. And I think you need to try and work toward changing your perspective. That doesn't mean that you sweep things under the carpet or you pretend everything's great when it isn't. Of course not. But if you don't change your own perception of yourself, and you keep on keeping that perception of someone else and the perception that they have of you, you will not travel to the place that you want to go. Where you want to go in your life is a certain place. I can see it. You know where you want to go. But if you have this person's words in your head, you won't go to place X. You will go to place Y. Because, again, bad thoughts and bad energy turns into bad action, and it might send you to the wrong place. So don't do that. You travel to where you want to go. Don't pick up any hitchhikers in your brain telling you to go somewhere else. I mean, have a look at this man driving this chariot. Look how serious he is. Imagine if you said to him, oh, can you take me here? I don't want you to take me where you're going. I want to take you to take me to where I want to go. Do you think he's going to do that? No, he's just going to say no. He might even swear at you. He looks so angry. He's not going to go to where anyone else wants to go. He's only going where he wants to go. So I don't want you to think I'm bossing you around. I might be sounding a bit bossy, but I really hate to see anyone in this situation. So please don't be in this situation.